sort of like garagey prog, like aggro garage rock. Ah, memory serves. Oh, like Sonny Sharrock played on this, Frith. This was like the first material record that was, it's sort of jazzy. This is a big one for like the prog jazz rock people. Frith, Sonny Sharrock, any people I'm forgetting? I can't really remember. Yeah. Soldier String Quartet. Die 116, which was hardcore, basically, from Lungo Island. This is the cover to my second solo record, but this is the cassette, because I love the way the cassette turned out. Martin Bisi, All Will Be One. The cassette's like awesome. Set on Stun. Dystopia, this is the guy that plays keyboards with me. This is his band. A lot of people with mustaches. Phantom Tollbooth. Ah, this is sort of a classic when indie rock got first progressive and lots of complicated changes. It's a little sloppy, and somehow that's a seminal record for the people like Season of Risk, who I just mentioned, creamed themselves when they saw this on the wall, because this is like the first time people did really hard stuff to play and called it like indie rock. Okay, this is the hard rock corner. Spider Rockets. Spider Rockets. Mind Over Matter. Dirty Mary. The Sabres. Oh, Ex-Lover. Yeah. This is, oh man, they're all from Norway. Hot people, very sexy, and they love Ciccone Youth. Do I have Ciccone Youth up there somewhere? Yeah, Ciccone Youth, the Sonic Youth thing of like where they copied Madonna and did In the Groove as a parody, In the Groovy, which Madonna didn't like, by the way. But anyway, they loved Ciccone Youth, so that was great. It's programmed. Gotta love the Scandinavians. Bootsy's Rubber Band. This is Bootsy Collins with all the guys from fucking like James Brown Band, Maceo Parker, Dave Weston. Is that right? Jeez, I got a good memory. They're all on here. I didn't record all of it, but I did a bunch of stuff. Like a lot of stuff, I think. But it was also recorded by other people. You know, I'm mentioning that when that's the case, but the rest of it was done here. Ultra Bidet. See what I said about the lyrics? God is God. Puke is puke. Perfection.
How'd you get the Bootsy gig?
Jesus, these questions, Devon. Really. What's through Bill Laswell? Oh, and I think there was some D-Light connection, because I was pals with D-Light. I mean, I recorded some demos with them, but nothing happened on the wall. And they made good pals with Bootsy, and then somehow I think that connection made me a happy person to work with. Bill from, Andy from Blind Idiot God. Blind Idiot God on SST. These were like fucking crazy, over-the-top hardcore. People liked them. This is the guy, Daniel Ponce, who was the Afro-Cuban guy that played like traditional drums, that is the drummer on Rocket, the Herbie Hancock record. So when you hear some of the Rocket, the fresh, there's like boom, bum, boom, bum, boom, bum, boom, boom, boom. There's that stuff in the background. That's this guy playing like traditional bata, like sacred Yoruba drums. I know, very Laswell, right?
OAO.
Yeah, OAO. That's what the studio used to be called, OAO. But since the guy who had this label was paying my rent, he just made a whole series and just called it OAO. Crimson Sweet. Great rock band. The Scene Is Now The Oily Years. Fucking great. Herbie Hancock, Future Shock.
Your first Grammy?
Yeah, that did win a Grammy, actually. Let's look at that again. Best Instrumental in 1984. A highlight.
Sample of.
What's that?
Sample of.
Oh yeah, the Led Zeppelin sample. Jesus, you're leading me on here. Yes, I did. I guess I told you about that once. Yeah, there's a when you hear on Rocket and it goes and there's like a like a double guitar strike. That's a sample of Coda, which was very hard to put in there because we didn't have a sampler, so it was actually a loop off a delay. It was like hard to like stick in there in time, but I managed to anyway. And that's what that is. So there's a little Led Zeppelin and Rocket, and this is Zena Parkins, and who's like an avant-gardist, and Dave Linton. Out. A Matador compilation that the guy from Cop Shoot Cop, he did all the like wonderful artwork. And I think I have a song on there. I mean, I've recorded a song. Oh, D. Hout, here's the band. This is all kinds of famous people on here. Like, there's the German band, look at them. Shameless. Shameless. And they, like Alan Vega, Blixa, Nick Cave, Debbie Harry. I recorded Debbie Harry for this on here. That was interesting. Kim Gordon from Sonic Youth sang a song, so it's all like Christina from Boss Hog. So it's all guests.
You left Debbie hanging or something? Is that the one?
Yeah, where I forgot she was coming. Isn't that crazy? I forgot she was coming, and boy, did she fucking ream me for that. And she was like, yeah, she was really, yeah, she was like in a tiff. And then she got incredibly nice, actually. She's a very sweet gal. George Cartwright from Curlew. Dr. Nerve. Oh my god, another classic. Oh, Spy vs. Spy, John Zorn with all the some of the same people that you keep hearing about. Joey Barron. Actually, I didn't record it, but I mixed it. And this was interesting because we did a day of mixing, and I thought I was just going pretty easy. Zorn comes back in the next day, and he says, man, it's too fucking traditional. You just think that I'm just doing boring, straight-up traditional jazz. That's what you think. I'm kind of disappointed, Martin. It's like, hey, man. And he's like, what would you do if it was Live Skull? What would you do if it was Fetus? So he refers to these people that are like aggro indie rock and like actually like fucking industrial people. What would you do if you were mixing with them? And I was like, okay. And so we went that way. And now it's considered, there's like jazz people that are like, oh, we love this record. And it's funny because it was sort of like shit upon jazz in a weird way, the way I look at it. It was sort of shit upon because John said, that's not a bass drum, just think of that as like a, you know, whatever, a bomb or a, you know, it's the industrial ethic, you know what I mean? Make it bigger than life and aggressive. Mutineers. Stuffy Schmidt, guys, lives in my neighborhood. Let's do all Stuffy together. Stuffy Schmidt, Stuffy Schmidt, Stuffy Schmidt. He did one of the drawings back there that we were looking at. Liam Dezzo, who actually are getting like sort of a little bit of a revival. They're like a, well, they're from Italy. The Ordinaires, yes, there's White Zombie in the back, so it's going to get interesting again. The Ordinaires is like a ton of bands. Actually, this was with a producer, and she was the producer of Laurie Anderson, this woman. And I recorded it. White Zombie, I didn't record the basics. Laswell produced it, but I did a lot of the overdubs, and I mixed it. And we did all the vocals. White Zombie, it's called Make Them Die Slowly Here, and on the spine it says Let Them Die Slowly.
How long was your mix?
The mixes took a long time. Lemon Juice Quartet. Sonic Youth, Death Valley 69. Fucking incredible. Sounds great in the jukebox up the street. I think that's totally says that whole fucking chaos, alarming guitar vibe. You know, the swirl, the hurricane, as Lydia used to call it. Larson from Italy, Dead Squirrel. Neptune, these were friends of the Dresden Dolls, pals from them in Boston. Cool band. Segue to the Dresden Dolls. First record. This is just a piece of the record. There's a picture of Amanda. That's Amanda and Brian. Oh, you know what? The eyebrows were... She's already told people the eyebrows were photoshopped on because that was before she used to do that stuff. Be Blush. Loudspeaker. I think we looked at this record before. Lydia Lunch and Thurston. Single. More Lydia. Oh, we saw this already. I'm sorry about that. It's a doubled up in an amorous embrace. Bradford Reed from King Missile. This is a Fetus thing. Oh, this is what it's. This is a weird. Fetus did the artwork, and then there's like Fetus and Motherhead Bug stuff. And I think this was on Matador or something weird. Ben Neal, who's